Okay, what I'm about to show you is the Ogre kit, or the game kit for Blender in action. Um, uh, the shaders are not really the best, at least not right now, but I'll get into that. But the cool thing is, you see all these cubes around here? Okay, just one cube. Then I decided, well, why not add a whole bunch of other rigid body cubes? As you can see, it is running at 100% FPS right now. Which, what's your, I think, is either 60 or 30 FPS. Frames per second. And the catch is, if I move one of them or add any more rigid body objects, they are not going to work quite right. Also, you notice that the shadows are popping in. I think the more objects you have, it's actually optimized to hide the shadows, which is awesome, because I can have shadows anywhere. But it's probably limited to whatever Ogre or Blender has it set to. So, now I'm going to show you the problem. Whenever I add more objects, I have an empty attached to my camera, and I'm going to hold down the left mouse button, I'm going to move backwards. Sure, it loads it in, but then it's all slow motion, and I don't know if that's going to mess up my recording audio or not, but adding it in is really, really sluggish. Now if I stop, I'm going to let these things fall down and stop moving, it's still sluggish. But given enough time for everything to actually stop falling, it will eventually return back to normal. Usually it takes around 30 seconds, something like that. But I mean, seriously, the loading times would be terrible if you had all of these loading in at once. But after they all settle down and the loading's through, a person could have a really amazing game. Like Assassin's Creed and Blender and Ogre, but it would probably take a little bit more optimization. But it's so close to being really, really cool. Still, it's not up to speed yet. It might not. I might have just reached its limit. You never know. Oh, there we go. See? 100%. Back up to speed. Everything's running perfectly. Animations are going smoothly. It really is an amazing kit. Although, I don't know if I added collision. No, I don't. Nope. I'll need to add that later. The cubes in the scene that I added are objects, but the animated pillars are their groups. Grouped objects in another scene. Yeah. This is gameKit in action. Pretty amazing. I mean, seriously, if you took this and then I think half of the rigid body objects out there, and you just keep adding them into different scenes or different groups, and then you hid the others or deleted the others, you could come up with a very powerful game. Your textures would be very basic. I don't think these have no normal maps right now. I will get into that later, hopefully. And yeah. So cool. Slow motion matrix style adding cubes. It's just so cool. Alright. Thanks for watching.